on that report, we head to Ogun State. Ogun State Magistrate Court in Ago-Iwoye has remanded 29-year-old Idris Mariam for allegedly sexually assaulting a 14-year-old boy in the Muslim high school area of Ago-Iwoye. Mariam is accused of having unlawful sexual intercourse with the boy 8 times since December 23, 2024 in her room. The Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps NSCDC Ogun State Command spokesperson D.K. Ogbonnaya confirmed the arrest and remained in a statement on Tuesday. The incident was reported to the NSCDC by the boy's mother. Mariam, charged under Section 32 of the Child Rights Law of Ogun State, Nigeria, 2006, has been remanded at the Nigeria Correctional Center, Ijebu-Ode, for 60 days. The survivor, in the course of investigation, opened up that the defendant has been having sexual assault with him since December 23, 2024, for successive 8 times, Ogbonnaya stated. NSCDC State Commandant Rumelekun Ekundayo issued a warning against indecent behavior and inhumane treatment, stating that such actions will not be tolerated in the states. Now, the reason, this report just rightly points in one direction to me, given that we are coming from a story of, 2 lecturers getting a 44-year sentence. I want us to look into this because most times people assume that the rape of a girl child is, we always say the girl child, people assaulted and raped a girl child, sexually assaulted and all that. But this is a 14-year-old child groomed and sexually abused by a woman. What are your thoughts on this report?
That's one interesting and funny one. Most people in this world believe it's only guys that can rape. It's good it's coming like this. You know why? In this world today, once you hear rape, the first thing anybody thinks of is, who be the guy who raped the girl? But presently, you can see what's happening. It's now from the side of the woman, raping a 14-year-old boy. I feel the world is something else. The world is something else.
Why do you think it has become something else?
Because a woman, to me, I just feel a woman of her age shouldn't be looking at a little boy. Shouldn't be looking at a little boy. Probably when it gets to a man, they will say the man will look for money to give to the woman. We should look for money to give to a man. No. But she just like destroying the life of that little boy. I feel there's something to it. If I'm the parents, I'll not just look at it from one side. I'll look at it from every angle. There's something to it.
Do you agree that pedophilia is something that is currently on the high? The rise of pedophiles and, doing all sorts of unspeakable things to children nowadays. Now, when it comes from the female angle, I mean, there was a research that I stumbled upon, and it was a research by many young boys. Now, many young boys have come out to say their first sexual experiences actually happened before they turned 15 and way before they turned 20. And if we so we can get people grounded like this, because many people got scot-free prior.
Yes. Like now, to the boys, they feel is enjoyment. To the girls, they feel is painful. So it's always hard for the boys to come out and say it. They look at it as fun and pleasure.
What business does a 14-year-old have with pleasure?
That's what you find out. Most of the problem. That's why when I point to the parents, to where you come from, your charity begins at home. I always point to the house, because majority of the time you find out that some parents watch films that little children can't watch, and they are watching it with their kids. For example, somebody watching Z-World with his kid. What do you expect that child to start learning from small? He learns how to kiss. He learns every wrong thing in this world the child's learn. So you don't, when you can't chase your child out of watching this thing you're watching, the child learn from there. When the person sees somebody that wants to coach, he plays along.
Great. Now, you just struck a point when you talked about watching certain movies with children. Now, I want to get your thoughts as regards the whole setup where parents fail or refuse to actually talk to their children about what sex is, about things like sexual relations, consent, grooming, things that I feel people are supposed to talk about, given how the cases of rape has actually skyrocketed, as it were. We just saw that of 2 men just now. We're talking about that of a woman. Why do you think, being a father, you're a father, I think you have your own children, being a father, why do you think parents shield themselves from having these conversations with your children?
I'll come from the back in the days.
Okay.
When you're growing up, your parents feels teaching you about sex will make you want to have sex. For a girl child, what the parents will tell you is, if somebody touches your hand, you get pregnant.
Do you think that was enough information for that time?
It was then. Because if you calculate then and now, the means of childbirth from little children, then it was not like that. Because the mentality then was, if you give birth and bring your child home, you give birth, you go to where the father of that child is.
Do you think it's a matter of what the parents say, or we had a higher value system then?
To me, what the parents say matters a lot. And then I'll put it to you that then I find out that Christianity today and Christianity then it's different. It's different. You go to church, they always put this in your ear. If somebody touch you, you get pregnant. You come to the house, you hear the same thing. If somebody touch you, you get pregnant. If somebody touch your pee, come and tell daddy. So in case of even their parents, our parents then mistakenly touch us on our pee, we go wrong to our dad. This person touch my pee, my dad will confront you directly. But presently you find out that parents are running away from that. They feel.
Why do you think they are?
Feel using those terms on you will get you rotten early. Forgetting that it's those terms that we grew up with that made us men today. It's hard to see somebody come as a 50 years old person be proud and tell you that I gave birth to my first baby when I was 11 or 15. It's not possible. Back then, it's not possible. Except you're coming from a village. And even that village itself is not even like that. So if you weigh the options of now you find out that your child will be pregnant. You just go, the guy want to go, let him go, I beg. Bring the pikin now.
But when you talk about then, then we had a lot more communal pattern of living where everybody, was everybody's dependent. For example, you do something, you find out that somebody that is not even their business that knows you in church can offer you a dirty slap before your parents, even arrive. Now, in recent times, do you think that the difference, if you want to scale it a little bit, do you think that the difference between then and now is the invent of social media? Do you think social media and, our more westernized culture as it is, has now opened room for such things from happening, especially because now parents now decide, okay, I don't want to talk about these things with my children because I don't want them to know, forgetting that they will still see it on social media?
You're right. Social media is what has brought us to this very level today. Back then, we would normally hide and watch film from windows and peep from somewhere. You find out your peers then still kissing. But if your parents catch you, you're finished. You're finished. Then, there, it's normal. Here is the sin. But today, we are in them, they are in us. We can see everything we want to see from a phone. Who born you to touch your papa phone before now?
But now children also have phones.
Damn! So and the social media world today, you can just click on, I want to type something. Something will just pop up. Something that is not even good for the child's eye will just pop up. What do you expect that child to start thinking? Let me go through this thing. Maybe this is the thing my mommy and my daddy used to do. You find out that the mentality of the child start going that direction. So if you weigh the options of life, social media is one of the problems. And come to talk about a lady sleeping with a young boy.
I was going to, round this session off with, given that we're religious people. You talked about church previously. And given that we're religious people, several sects and several people have different things of worship in Nigeria. You have the traditionalists, you have the people, the Christians, you have the Muslims, you have the atheists, you have every other person worshiping every other thing they choose. Everybody kind of believes in something in this, our current society. What role do you think schools, non-profit organizations, the government, and religion, what role do you think it will play in keeping children more informed? When you look at the story we just dealt with, the lady herself is she must have something she believes in. The child was sexually assaulted 8 times in December before it came out to the public. It wasn't 1 time, it wasn't 2 times. He wasn't dog chained on his neck and pulled in there. Now that is 8 times. That shows a child that probably is not, knowledgeable as regards what sexual relations is, and rape and consent and all of the core things that little children growing up should actually know, given the pace and rate of this event. Now, what role do you think government, non-profit organizations, religion, and even schools via education, what role do you think they can play to keep children more informed so they would have the ability to say, no, I don't want to do this, and including the parents too?
Sensitization.
Okay.
Sensitization. Why is it sensitization? One, most of these children don't know what they are doing. That's why I use the term, when it's sweet, you feel it's sweet. For the boy child, he never complains. For the girl child, it's painful. To some, their peers push them to. To some, their peers push them to. I have this friend that's a girl. She has not had anything with anybody, but she knew all her friends to having something with people. When she started, it was funny. When she was telling her friends that this is the person, they were like, ah. So if you weigh the options of life, you find out that your friends can lure you to what you don't want to do.
Sadly so.
Your friends can lure you to what you don't want to do. You said something before. Back in the days, you have parenting being taken care by everybody. Today, a teacher will flog your child in school for doing wrong. The parents will arrest the teacher. They don't flog my children. That parents grew up from somewhere they used to beat. Today, they don't beat your child. Your child.
Today we do gentle parenting.
Yes, gentle parenting. That's what is gentling us presently. That's what gentling us presently. If you have a dad like my dad that can blow your eye, you will couple. Because in this life, parenting, it's not just your parents. If this child is going to this hotel, she sees her neighbor. She cannot go into the hotel anymore. She will go back.
Right.
But if she sees her neighbor now, she don't care what the neighbor has to say, because if the neighbor can't tell the mother that this is, the mother will ask you, what's your business? The mother will ask you, what's your business? So if you weigh the options today we are one-man parents. That's why we are where we are today.
Thank you so much for your insight on that.